ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking bad shit. Subscribe.
Oh, you should have worn the brown pants. That way you could be big-time brown-ass Spider-Man.
Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the Marvel Legends Fox Films Magneto and Professor X 2-pack. If you're trying to get your Marvel Legends, you can do so at DMW All Things Marvel, which is a legit Marvel merchandise business, family owned, and it features all kinds of fun posts on their site, including incredible customs and action figure photography. They have giveaways over there, and it's a little community over there, man. You know, people find figures for each other, people trade figures over there, so I recommend it. Check it out, link in the description below. And while you're down there, please go ahead and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And these figures look awesome already. The packaging is very similar to what I saw on the Logan and Charles Xavier 2-pack. However, you know, with the SDCC exclusive, you get the gold trim right here. Plus, the packaging is a lot deeper on this one right here. So anyway, on the side, you can see a nice silhouette image of Magneto. On the back, you can see both characters right over there. I love that they added that effect. And then on this side, you can see Professor X again. And then you get the X logo on the top. Not much more at the bottom, so let's get to it and crack this thing open. Here's everything that we get with the figures aside from the multiple head sculpts, but you get 2 sets of interchangeable hands with Magneto, and then you get 2 sets of interchangeable hands for Professor X, along with the extra mind-warping hand right over there, and then you get the wheelchair, which is the same wheelchair that we'd gotten for the SDCC exclusive, or I guess it's kind of the other way around. I don't know which one's supposed to be released first. This one did show up in 3 different pieces, and these are the 3 pieces, so you get the 2 wheels, and then you get the axle right over here, so it's just a matter of just porting in. This bar right here in the middle needs to be ported in, and then you want to just make sure that the rim for grabbing is on the outside, and then you can see, there you go. And then for a wheelchair comparison, we have our first movie Professor X wheelchair right over here. And yeah, these are, I don't know, they scale together pretty well, man. To be honest with you, they don't look too bad side by side like that. I was just really annoyed with this guy having pegs sticking out of the back of it, though. So I actually have another one, and I dremeled off the pegs, and it's just a lot easier getting this figure inside the wheelchair. So that just worked out a whole lot better for me. It was just really bothering me having, you know, that stuff sticking out of the back right over there. So yeah, whole lot better dremeling these off. I recommend you do it, just to be very careful. And then just speaking of, you know, characters riding things, there's the Deadpool movie figure riding the scooter. I kind of want to get another one so I have one without all the stickers on it. I don't know, but yeah, you know, there's your movie figure on top of the scooter. Now the hands that come with Magneto are very new. You can see that we get the wide open hands right there. A nice texturing on the finger part of the gloves, even on the back of the hands. So that's pretty cool. Very glossy black plastic over here for these. And then for the Professor X, we get these new mental mind melding hands right over here, which I haven't seen before. I think these are brand new, but I really like this a lot. We get one for each hand, or one for each side anyway. And then we get these regular relaxed hands, and then we get this Professor X mind warping hand that we've seen before with the comic version of the figure. And this is actually a different hand than the one that came with the comic version. So yeah, it is a brand new hand sculpt right over here. Very cool. So I gotta say, when I first heard about these younger actors portraying Professor X and Magneto, I was just really not excited about James McAvoy taking on the character, but he blew me away. I thought he was great. Same thing with Michael Fassbender. I loved them both. And I think this head sculpt looks pretty good. From some angles, it does look like James McAvoy. Like from a 3/4 turn, it kind of does, but I don't know, sometimes it just doesn't, you know, so not a bad looking head sculpt. The paint apps came out looking pretty good, and you could see that, you know, not a whole lot of marbling going on, so I don't have a lot to complain about. It looks pretty smooth. And then we get the Patrick Stewart head sculpt, and this looks okay. For some reason, this looks like the CGI model of Patrick Stewart from X-Men 3 at the beginning of X-Men 3, but I'm kind of, I don't know, it kind of looks like they made him look a little bit older. It does not look as accurate as this one right over here. The SDCC exclusive just looks spot on Patrick Stewart to me. This one just, I don't know, there's something going on with the eyes, and it's not bad looking. I don't know, maybe it's because of the neck. It does sit a little bit weird on the neck. I didn't feel the same way about the James McAvoy head sculpt. I felt like that sat on this peg a little bit better, But yeah, man, not a bad head sculpt at all. Wanted to note that you can put on a Cerebro on here if you wanted to do that with your McAvoy head sculpt. So that works out pretty well. You just want to center it right over there. If you want to do it with the Patrick Stewart head sculpt, you can do that too. So that's cool that you can integrate that with your Fox Films figures. And then for the rest of the body, it's a chameleon body mold with this new vest and blazer on top of it. It's like they just pulled it over, you know, and it does look pretty good. I believe this is a James McAvoy attire right over here from maybe Days of Future Past. The arms, you know, the lower torso, all that stuff is straight up chameleon body mold. Just noticing it would have been nice if they had some buttons coming down the vest right here. That would have been appropriate, right? I'm going to run through the articulation very quickly over here because we've seen this chameleon body mold so many times, but just to make the point again that with the ball joint and hinge, we can get Professor X into some awesome flying poses because we need that. But I mean, I just wish we had that on more figures, and you can get him to look down, shifts forward and back like a pile driver. Great head pivoting right over here too. And it is the chameleon torso, so you do get an ab crunch forward and an ab crunch back, and it barely moves. I mean, the jacket and vest is made out of a soft material, but that's all the kind of ab crunching you are going to get, which is some, you know, not a lot, but it's some. I do want to emphasize again how hard it is to get this figure to stand because his legs don't work. Oh. And then here's looking at the Michael Fassbender head sculpt. And again, I think Michael Fassbender did a great job with this character. I did not like the X-Men First Class movie. I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but my favorite parts were with Magneto and Professor X. And yeah, they did a really good job with this. They got the eyes and all these little wrinkles throughout his face down. Some angles, it doesn't look like him as much, but I think they just did a really good job with it. For the most part, I'm really happy here. The hair looks really good, so I do like that, man. Great details throughout over here. Damn, Hasbro's just doing a great job with the photoreal tech. And then you get a helmeted version right here, which looks great. I love how that came out. Damn, love that angry expression. The teeth look really good and everything. I mean, to compare some images of this head sculpt right here with Michael Fassbender with the helmet on, looks really good, man. And I love how we're getting this nice wear, and there's a little bit of this cast iron texturing going on with the helmet. As I brighten things up, you can see a little bit more of that metallic maroon color right there. That is awesome. I really like it a lot. The only thing is I feel like the neck is a bit long on this figure. I guess like all of the heads just look like they sit a little bit too high. Then here's looking at the Sir Ian McKellen head sculpt, which does look like an X3 head sculpt from Magneto, right? This looks amazing as well. God, they really nailed the likeness over here, man. God, that looks so freaking good. They did such a good job with this. The hair looks great as well. Nice sculpt in the hair. And I have this little bit of like extra glue or something on the forehead. It's kind of hard to pick up, you know. But yeah, I really think they did a good job with this, man. That is just incredible. Just really good job on these head sculpts, man. I really like them a lot. Again, the neck feels long. And then here's the helmeted Ian McKellen head sculpt. And yeah, again, you know, this is just really, really dope looking. Now, the body doesn't really match Ian McKellen at all. Ooh, you can see there's this weird black smear on the right side over here. That's unfortunate. It looks a lot cleaner on this side. I do like the metallic maroon color that we're seeing right here, though. That does look cool. A little bit of marbling, but not a lot. Back looks pretty clean, so that's cool. And then the body mold is all brand new and looks like the Days of Future Past Michael Fassbender body, right? So I think these are both, you know, the newer actors or the younger actors' bodies over here. It'd be nice to have a different version for the older Magneto, but still, I think this body mold looks great. I really like the cape over here, too. You can see this nice pattern right over here. I like how there's a texturing right here to the cape. It also has a port plug that goes into the back, so that works out pretty well. And I also like that they have this whole contoured thing with the wrinkles matching the leg, so you know the leg doesn't get in the way of the cape or vice versa. And I'll get into the articulation more later on, but these shoulder joints are pretty stiff. But I love the texturing right over here. Some smearage, I don't like that. But the forearms look really good on the figure. Again, I like this whole plating thing. Nice metallic brown color. Really dig that, man. Then the legs look really good. Get this whole ribbed pattern going along the thighs right there. Nice wrinkles and nice glossy boots. Really dig it, man. Looking dope. Yeah, a little paint smudge right over there. But yeah, this looks sick, man. I like the glossy boots, and he has peg holes at the bottom of his feet. Hey, no serial number on the inside of the thigh or at the bottom of the feet or anywhere on the figure. Same thing with the Professor X. No serial number anywhere. So I mostly really like the articulation on the figure. Again, the neck does look a little bit long, but we do have the ball joint with the neck, so he can look up very far, and you can get him to look down that far. You get side-to-side motion, a little bit of head wobblage right there, not a whole lot though. And then no butterfly joints, and the stiff shoulders. I did have to heat this up with a hair dryer. That did help out a lot. So they do get stiff, you know, and you can get them moving outward all the way, which is actually really good. And you can move them down that far. They'll rotate a full 360. You get a bicep swivel. Good double jointed elbows with the pinless joints. Looking really good with the pinless joints over here. And then all the hands turn side to side and hinge up and down. He does crunch forward that much with this diaphragm joint, and he will move back that far. You can see that texturing right there. You do get diaphragm pivot, and he can turn side to side. You get hips that move outward that far. He will kick forward that much, back a little bit, upper thigh cut. Pinless double jointed knees. Looking really good. I do like that. You also get boot rotation. Ankles move down. They move up, and he has beautiful ankle pivot. So to measure out these figures, I guess while the Professor X figure is in the chair, he's standing just under 5.5 inches tall, and the new Magneto figure with the Michael Fassbender head sculpt on there is standing just a little over the 6-inch mark. I did want to put on the younger actors' heads right over here because the bodies do go with those head sculpts. And then here's the Magneto and Professor X 2-pack figures next to my other Hasbro Fox Films 20th anniversary figures. We have the Negasonic Teenage Warhead and Deadpool 2-pack. We have Cable, Mystique, and then the Professor X or the Charles and Logan 2-pack for SDCC, and then the X-Men Origins Wolverine figure. And I tried a ton of different head swaps, especially with this new Professor X figure right over here. I just went nuts, and yeah, I just wanted to see how a bunch of different figures would look with different head sculpts on there, like, you know, Logan. I even tried J. Jonah Jameson with that. I wanted to try the different Patrick Stewart head sculpts. I even tried an Ian McKellen head sculpt on there, and some other ones. And then here's just a couple other head swap options I just wanted to show off. Then here's our Fox Films movie Magneto and Professor X next to our comic book 616 Magneto and Professor X. And yeah, I do think these are very good film interpretations of these characters. Didn't want to see how the older head sculpts looked on these two figures though. Wow, okay, this is kind of a trip. I actually think this looks pretty good right over here with the Patrick Stewart. I believe he did wear a green blazer or something, or a suit anyway, at one point. But yeah, seeing the Ian McKellen head sculpt on the Magneto body, I didn't know it, but I always wanted to see this, and I like it. I think that looks great. Wait, let's see the helmeted one on here. That doesn't look as cool. Yeah, the colors just don't match. Doesn't look right. And then just to fulfill my comparison OCD, here's the new Professor X next to the Toy Biz Professor X figure, and the back is plugged in there and everything. I mean, I do like this system a little bit more. You can have him lean forward and away. I do like this chair way more. And then here's Magneto and Professor X next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Badass Spider-Man. Wow, I'm always used to seeing you two fighting, but happy to see you two chill just side by side like this. Whoa. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell. And a big thank you to all these people over here that help support what I do here on YouTube. It really goes a long way. This figure set is awesome, man. I really do like it a lot. I don't like the wheelchair, so, you know, of course I replaced it right here with the classic wheelchair. And I will probably have them on display like this with their younger versions over here. I think it's just a better match, especially with me liking the older Patrick Stewart figure head sculpt more so than the younger one. So I really like this setup a lot. I didn't think I would want to get two sets, but now I kind of want to get two sets of these. You know, at first I was thinking about it, and then I was like, oh, I kind of do want to get two of them. So I'm thinking, yeah, especially because I have multiple uses for the Professor X body. And then I don't know, having two Magnetos seems really cool too. I don't know, we'll see. I'm not certain yet, but regardless, the price point of around $50 for this 2-pack set. I'm going to give the Professor X figure a SUD rating of...
It's not so bad. Two, please.
And then I'm going to give the Magneto a SUD rating of... And I'd like to know what you guys think, so please let me know in the comments section below. If you want to see the latest in Marvel news and a photo gallery of images from this review, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com. And don't forget to follow me over on the Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and Stardust. And I'm probably going to take a couple of days off because, man, a lot of reviews lately, so I will catch you guys later. Peace!
Posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures every day. I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, it's okay.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face is hit my shot. Your face is hit my shot.